Hello! In this video, I will provide an overview of the Illustrate tool. I'm going to explain how to create, use, and manage dynamic images and text in Pyramid. These capabilities help you to create data-driven infographics, which add context to discoveries and presentations. Here we have a simple example of a completed infographic in a presentation. I can change the slicer and the dynamic image updates, displaying my information in a creative and useful visualization. Now let's walk through how to create it. We'll start at the home screen to build this dynamic illustration. From the home page, we see that we have a button named Illustrate, making assets like pictures, dynamic images, and dynamic text first-class citizens in Pyramid. As a first-class citizen, users can easily locate, reuse, and govern content within the content management system. When we click the Illustrate button, this shortcut opens the illustration canvas. Here we have a variety of tools and resources at our fingertips to use as we build. Here we can drag and drop images to make them dynamic, or upload other pictures that we want to add to presentations or publications. For this example, we'll create a dynamic image that changes color if our measure value from Discover is above or below a certain value. To get started, we'll drag and drop the image we want to make dynamic from the Stock Images panel onto the illustration canvas. You can use any image as long as it is a SVG or a PNG type file for us to dynamically alter the color. Now we'll position and size it as needed. During resizing, holding down the Shift key maintains the original aspect ratio of the image. Next, we select the image and activate the color property. Here we input the formula for the value we will evaluate to set the color banding. We will click the plus sign next to value. Then we will browse our content to locate our Discover report and select the desired value in the cell of the grid. Then we'll test to verify a successful selection. Then click Apply. We will assign a color banding that will turn red when the value is less than our desired mark, and green when the value in the cell is more than this mark. Now we'll enhance the illustration with some descriptive dynamic text to give more context and relevance for our users viewing this image in our presentation. We'll add a text box and key in our information. We'll key in temporary text for the items we want dynamic. Then we will position and size as needed. Next, we'll change the placeholders to dynamic text using the same Discover grid we used for the image coloring. I'll delete the X and from the Text tab, click Dynamic Text. Then select the grid again, and this time select the row label, which will dynamically change with slicers in presentations or publications. Now we'll do the same with the Y in the sentence and select the actual grid value, then format that. We will click the pyramid icon and run the image. We see the text and the image change based on the grid results. We'll save this illustration to the content management system. Once saved, we can navigate to it, select the object menu, and manage our content as needed. Finally, we'll go to our presentation and drag and drop the illustration into the open area and size it appropriately. Then we'll create an interaction with the slicer, then we'll run the presentation. Now we'll see all the views in the dynamic illustration update as we change the slicer. In this video, we learned how to create a dynamic infographic, which combines a dynamic image and dynamic text in the Illustrate module. Then we explored the options for using that infographic in presentations. This concludes the Getting Started with Pyramid video on creating, using, and managing illustrations.